Okay, so I'm going to be taking you through the feature list for this month, and the first one is the Workbench, where you can craft and personalize equipment. So this is currently the temporary UI, and Ant made this, so I'm going to try to take you through it as best I can. Here you can see you can save and load presets. We have customization for grenades, traps, and ammunition currently. So if I click filler, I can see for the grenade what type of effect it's gonna have. So an explosive filler, or it's gonna spew oil everywhere, an electric filler, or water. It's usually based around our hazard system, our environmental hazard system, which has elements such as fire, electric, and water and oil. Casing, so this is either if it's going to be a sticky grenade, or it's going to be a default, or a glass bottle, so you can make like a Molotov, for example. Fuse, so either it's going to be on impact or a time delay before an explosion. These mods are going to be similar for traps as well. And ammunition, I feel like it's more of the complete version, the complete experience that you're going to see with this editor. As you can see, it affects, he's got to the point where it affects the slider bars here, the progress bars, that show exactly how much damage and what modification you add and what it actually does to the default values. So if I was to go to incendiary, so I can make it incendiary round, which is like fire, and this is the casing. So you can see that there's quite a lot of potential for player expression here, and you can see how many you can make here and how much you can do, well, by how much scrap metal you have in your inventory, craft. And if I can get out of this UI, I'm not sure how X obviously. And I should have some ammunition. There you go. So some incendiary rounds, 12, that's how much I made, and it shows the value. And this brings us on to the Lockpick minigame. So this is a container. The container can have various external meshes, so what the container actually is, but this is like probably the most basic one, like a little cardboard box, which probably won't be in the game, but we have many different container types. So this is the mini game where you have to line up the teeth on the cog. If I can do it, okay, so let me concentrate. No, I can't do it. Okay, so that electrocuted me and took me out. That is actually the hardest difficulty, so let me just quickly go into here. So it's quite easy to change the difficulty. I'll change it down to the lock difficulty on the container to easy, because I am clearly not good enough for hard. Can you see now that it's moving very slow? Okay, so when you get one, it goes, the lights behind go green. And you can see there's a timer in the bottom displayed in those lights, which would be more clear in a darker level. And there we go. So that unlocks the loot basically. So now I can access the loot inside the container and just empty it out. And now that's all in my inventory, categorized in the right category. So next we're going to be talking about the Tower of London meshes and textures. I forgot what the exact note said then. So let me take it into unlit so you can see it in unlit first. This is the tower that Ed, our environmental artist, has made. As you can see, it's starting to have some textures put on it that have sort of like a decaying look. Yep, and the rooftop view is looking dashing. Over here you can see a Union Jack flag. It's looking very good. Inside, it's not completely finished yet. There is some window textures here, looking quite nice. Inside, yeah, it's not completely finished, like the floors and things. But the walls have textures on the inside with the pipes. Okay, so let me take you into the level to show it in lit. As you can tell, not all of the bricks are just like the same texture over and over again. There is some different sort of textures going on here. But as you can see, it's feeling a lot more like an actual place rather than a game level by the textures from the castle. Because for a long time it was just orange blocks everywhere. So now it's feeling a lot more real, feeling a lot more spooky walking around here. So here we are in the airship where the player will descend into the London maps. So if I click tab, I can go to the invite friends section and I can see my friends being displayed who are online, and this little plus invites them. And people who join will be displayed, their icon will be displayed here, showing that they are connected to the lobby. This UI is not final, it's very temporary, but it gets the job done. The next thing to talk about is notes. So here we just have one note, but when you collect notes around the map, they're going to be displayed in here and saved, so you can click on them and it should display. Okay, so here, so it's categorized by map, and then there's the White Tower, which is the only note inside of the White Tower map that I have. And here is our first note that's been created by Ant. You can read that if you want. Obviously you probably don't care, but and you've seen the textures, the new textures of the inventory. So it displays the icon and information about what you're hovering in the inventory. It has these different categories and the buttons and things. When we've played, and Ant's done a good job of making the art, so it sort of like stands out. Like you've not really seen art. Trying to make it have like a certain feel to it. So we've done a lot of bug fixing and mechanical polish. I can bring up my June to-dos, which obviously is July now, but I can look through these. A lot of these are bugs, so, and it's a very long list. So you can see that a lot of this month has been testing and just bug fixing. Like here is my notes from another test session the other day. As you can see, the bugs are never ending. That's my job in a nutshell. And yeah, there's been a lot of multiplayer testing, as I've talked about.
What? How did I get damaged?
Oh my god, he's here.
Oh my lord!
So one thing that we've added is having attractors, and you can hear that glass crunching. That is one of the attractors that you can walk into. So here, you accidentally walk into that and it can track the AI if they're close enough. Here is the elevator. Currently there's a button to bring it to the level, but there's new textures and model. So if I go up, closes the door and plays this nice music. This is our new evidence system. It's similar to Phasmophobia in a way that it's not looking for the ghost, but you're going off evidence that you find while playing the game. Instead of finding the ghost, it's finding the weakness of the mutant, because obviously you would walk around and you would see the mutant on the map, so you wouldn't be really finding out what it is. You'd just know by seeing it. So instead of doing that, we're doing the type of weakness, which can be changed even on the same mutant, could be changed each game. At the moment we just have fire, electric and explosive, And if I select a couple of these, you can see it shows what weakness it is. So if I was to walk around, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Let me get my lantern back out. If I was to walk around and notice, so there's no sparks on these, so that means there's no electric, but obviously there'd be lights as well. We just don't have lights currently in the level, so power's turned off. Another one would be to find a minor evidence or a major evidence. It's easier to find minor evidences, so let me have a look around. Oh my god. Okay, well, the vampire mutant is there. Because I know it's the vampire mutant, who is someone over there stepping on the glass. But that's kind of freaking me out. The fire mutant EMP, so it'd be EMP or something. That's how I know if I found out that the EMP was on the map. Or I tried placing an explosive. The explosive was not going to go off because the EMP is on the map. That's how I know straight away. Okay, so this guy's weak to explosives. That's why the EMP is on. We have had a lot of issues with FPS. Currently we're sitting around 30, which is not too great. But people working on our team like Chris and me, we've done a lot of optimization. So the game is a lot more playable now. This is obviously not in a packaged version, so the FPS is not going to be very accurate.